Hello. This is going to be another video on the throwaway channel about setting up Vtubing on Linux. This video is just going to be about like the things I've used, like the programs I've used to reset up my whole streaming setup on Linux to get it as close to Windows as possible. I'd say I'm like 90 to 95% of the way to recreating how pretty much exactly how everything was on Windows, using a lot of like third-party extra software. To get some of my hardware devices working, like Streamdeck and my GoXLR, and setting up OBS and Vtube Studio and a couple of other things. Any part of this video that you want a bit extra detail on how I got working, maybe I can make a follow-up video explaining things a little bit better, but this is more like just a showcase to show that like I can get like 90% of the way back to how I was on Windows. I also have like quite a few complicated things, like advanced things set up, so and those are the things that are kind of like, you know, not 100% of the way there. So if you just like use OBS and have a model, you can switch. It's basically the same. The first thing is I have a GoXLR specifically. I have a GoXLR Mini, just the small one, but this works on the big one too. But GoXLR does have a open source version of its app available on Linux. It looks exactly the same. The only difference is it runs from your web browser, and you can even import your already existing GoXLR profiles, your profile and your mic profile. You can just re-import them straight in here, and it'll set your mic up and everything like you did last time. You might just need to go back over the routing tab to make sure it's set up properly. But here's my routing tab is fine. Then even if I come up to my mixer here, if I come to devices, you can see we've got all the GoXLR channels here, which you would usually find. So you can route your audio and all that kind of stuff, which is amazing. And also you can easily swap your apps to different channels just from here, which is great. So like, you just press the burger and you can just choose where it goes to, which has been great for me for like when I need to reroute my music and stuff. You can just do it straight from up here. It's so useful. I believe most regular audio devices like a Scarlett, like if you have a Focusrite or something, it should work. Most USB mics will just work. I'll try and put links to the software in the description for each thing that I'm using, so you can give it a try. So the other thing that has been a nightmare for me and I finally got working has been the Streamdeck. Now, the Streamdeck software does not, the Elgato Streamdeck software does not work on Linux at all. But there are two alternatives, and I finally got the one that I wanted to actually work. So the one that I use is called OpenDeck, and now this is, ignore these crashes. It works for me, even though it crashes like this every time I open up the app. But the UI is a bit funky, so you might just need to full screen it to get it working, and then redown it. But you can see I've got all my Vtube Studio stuff set up here. I don't know what this random film one is. I've got all my scenes set up here too. And that's basically what I use. The only thing I haven't really set up is my clip button, but that's because I haven't done it yet. But you can see, so this app, OpenDeck, it allows you to install the majority of already existing Elgato plugins that already exist on Windows. You see here, I've got the Vtube Studio plugin working, and if I press, let's say my crying toggle, you can see me pressing it on the screen. In my confused toggle, my eyes have gone up. Like this just works. Then if I press this button here, wow, look, I'm back in the middle. It's crazy. But like these just work, and even if I like click on this, like this is exactly what these look like. Well, I don't know why they're empty. They clearly work, but this is what this bottom half looks like on the regular on the Windows version. So you can literally get most of these just working. You just need to, you know, get the apps, and then the other thing which took me forever to get to start working is StreamerBot. That's how I control all my scenes and stuff, because when I control a scene, I also have it change the volume of my music depending on if I'm going to my just chatting stream. I need the music to be brought down, but if I go back to my BRB screen, or if I'm starting soon, I want the music to rise back up, and I do that with plugins and OBS. But they activate filters, and I do that through StreamerBot, because You can make multi-actions like you can in the Windows version, but they are slightly delayed. With StreamerBot, they all pretty much go off pretty much instantly, one after another. It's like 2 milliseconds between them, as opposed to like almost like a, sometimes it feels like a full second on Elgato actions. But if I open up StreamerBot again, my wine is says it's not going to work, but StreamerBot is one of the programs that is like 80% of the way to working right on Linux. There are 3 major things about that I've noticed anyway that are like a bit annoying to me. One of them you can kind of tell already is that the groups just aren't grouped at all. Like I've got scenes in the middle. I've got these like old like hotkey things which are all together. These notifications are all the way up here. Like my notification stuff is all like kind of mixed in. My commands are kind of all over the place in here too. These are usually grouped on Windows. They don't work. Also, I tried installing the new fancy looking version of StreamerBot, the new alpha, and it didn't work. It's an alpha. This is a Windows app, so we'll forgive it. So the main one thing the groups don't work is it's not, it doesn't ruin any functionality. It's just annoying when you want to try and find something. So you can search for things. The other thing is that editing text sources does not work. So on Windows, I have all my notifications set up through StreamerBot, all my stream alerts. So whenever someone follows, raids, subs, all that stuff, I have it set through here. That would change text GDI to usernames and all this kind of stuff. Because on Linux, GDI text isn't the text option in OBS. It's called free type. In free type text, you can't change text. So if that's a problem, I have just gone back to my old stream elements alerts for the time being, which most people use anyway. So again, if you just use stream alerts, it's fine. If you just use StreamerBot for commands and some fancy like filters and OBS and stuff, it works fine. The other thing, which is a bit very annoying for me, this is very, very annoying, is that the chat button just doesn't work because it's missing WebView2. Maybe I can add something to my wine to fix this, and if there is, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, I just can't get this to work. So yeah, the chat function allows you to view both your YouTube and your Twitch chat in one chat window, which is amazing so you don't have to have them both open at the same time. Saves on screen space and all that kind of fun stuff. But I can't get it to work here. But other than that, I have it set up so it runs some actions up here in my open deck, and it's great. But I will say, if you didn't use StreamerBot to change scenes, trying to get OBS tools here to work, because the official Elgato OBS does not work at all. This just does not work. But trying to get the OBS tools by BarWriter to work has been a pain. It always disconnects, and you have to use like an old version of it. So there is an alternative app which might be better for some people. I would recommend trying out both to see which one works better for you. There's another app called Stream Controller. Now this doesn't allow you to import already existing Elgato plugins, but I think its native OBS control is a lot better and works better. So that's something important to you. Now for music, this took me a little bit, but now on Windows I usually use MusicBeat to listen to all my local files for stream. But I have managed to get MusicBeat set up on here, but the plugin I use to get it to connect with the tuner plugin in OBS, which is like the way that I get my songs displayed and I do all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a little bit wonky and broken because it's translating it all through Wine, and it doesn't always pull the album art, and if it does pull the album art, it's like 7 times smaller than it should be. So instead, I got YouTube Music. Starts playing already, but this specific version of this YouTube Music app is the best for me because it has a a plugin up here called Tuner OBS, which is what allows it to connect to my, the song display, which is because on my BRB screen and my title screen and my starting screen, I have like, I have the album art up nice and big with and pulsing with my model and stuff. I really needed something that can connect with Tuner. And Spotify also does connect with Tuner. I just use YouTube Music because I pay for YouTube Premium, and this is like basically like I think it's like an extra £2 on top of YouTube Premium. So I'm like, fuck it, I might as well just use this. Plus, I get to listen to Chinatown Blues whenever I want. See that we got Vtube Studio working just fine, and I also have, if you've noticed up the top here, but Vbridger also just works. If you use Vbridger plus with Vtube Studio with an iPhone. Or an Android, you can connect it up to Vbridger. This works just like it does on Windows. And if you use a webcam for tracking, you will have to go through a slightly different setup, but I have a video going over it. And I do mention there is a bug in that video, but that bug has been fixed. I'll link that in the description, but yeah, Vtube Studio plus Vbridger works fine. The annoying thing about having Vtube Studio and Vbridger, Vtube Studio on Linux, is the fact that Spout 2 capture doesn't exist, from what I understand, and I'm not like super techie. Like Spout 2 uses like Windows protocols to work basically, and nothing really like it exists on Linux, so it's not like just a port it kind of situation as far as I'm aware. You can just use game capture with transparent to allow transparency, and it works. That's what I have, and I'm gonna risk my eyes being blown out, but you can see here. I literally have, like, my Twitch chat, my alerts. I've got all this set up. I've got all my scenes imported just like I would. Even if I click here, you can see I've got a lot of plugins in. Here's my tuner. Look, we've got the stroke plugin, the source clone, shadows. Here's that text-free type I was talking about. Audio visualizer. The only plugin I couldn't get installed is Spout 2. It's literally the only one. I'm just using a game capture here, just targeting Vtube Studio. You can see if this is the downside, is that it will capture your menus and stuff, so just be aware of that. OBS does kind of just work. And again, I also have the Move plugin. I also have the multi-stream. I've not set up for Windows yet, but it does just work. Multi-stream works here. So Windows for YouTube. Sorry, I'm kind of covering. I've not set it up for YouTube here, but there are two major other things I use for like YouTube. This works perfectly amazingly. I've not actually updated to the new version with the object selection, so I've not tried that out on here yet. This works just like it would on Windows. If I just load up like this thumbnail, everything just works like it does on Windows. The only difference, you can't make this text any bigger, which is a little annoying. But other than that, yeah, this is to get this running as well. It's just like you just run one command and then you copy and paste your exe for your Affinity program into like the folder it tells you to, and it's good to go. Like, I've had no problems using this at all. It's been amazing. The other thing I use is Davinici, and this is like the big reason why I haven't really like full-time swapped. Sorry, I need to reactivate it. But there are two annoying things about Davinici. Davinici by default also doesn't come with a title bar like this. You have to add it in manually, which is a bit annoying because even when it's in the full app, you can't exit out or minimize or anything. It's either full screen or it's gone. So you need to add this in through. I added it in through the KDE settings, and then the other big issue is that the AAC audio problem that Davinici has. Basically, it can't do anything with AAC audio due to I believe it's licensing issues, which kind of blows ass because all streams have AAC audio, and my job is editing streamers VODs and stuff. And yeah, I can just convert all the files through FFmpeg, but the problem is I've got projects that are like 500 gigs, like up to like 200 hours of footage, which then I would have to convert, and then converting it also like sometimes like quadruples the size of the files too, and that becomes like terabytes of footage, which is just too much to handle. And this is like the main reason why I'm not, because I spend most of my day in Resolve, unfortunately. And obviously there's the handful of games as well. The only game that really matters to me is Destiny 2, but I've also not played that in like 6 months. We're on our road to recovery. Resolve is fine for the smaller things I do. Like I'll probably edit this on Resolve. This will be fine. This isn't that long. But it's the bigger things. If there's anything you want more detail on, like how setting up StreamerBot or OpenDeck or getting things working, hopefully this is insightful or answered some people's questions about moving over if they're on the fence or something. Streamdeck's work, GoXLR works, Vtube Studio works, OBS works. There's like there might be a few features that don't work on all of them, or you can't get working right. And I will say it's not as easy as in just installing your program and it works. Sometimes there is like a little bit of a troubleshooting stage you have to go through with the majority of these programs. If you're someone who's curious and wants to get it set up on as a second option, you can do it. It's doable. It's not impossibly hard. It's just definitely not install program and boots. Also, don't subscribe here. Subscribe to my main channel where I do normal VTuber reacts content. Okay, this is my throwaway. The literal name of the channel is throwaway. Okay.